Nick Ferrari at breakfast. Yesterday, the Prime Minister said that he would be sending British diplomats to try and assist the families of IRA bomb victims to lobby the Libyan government for compensation. But overnight, the son of Libyan leader Colonel Gaddafi has been fairly combative. British politicians are, quote, disgusting and immoral for using the case of the jailed, now freed Lockerbie bomber to make political capital. Disaster after disaster after disaster by someone who seems to be wrong-footed on every turn. The winner of the Sunday Speech Broadcaster of the Year Award, Nick Ferrari, back with London's biggest conversation tomorrow morning from 7. LBC 97.3.
That's right. Nick's back in the morning following the news that 3 men have been found guilty of plotting to blow up transatlantic flights from London to the United States. Nick is asking, what would have happened had they succeeded? Could the death toll really have been higher than the number killed in the terrorist attacks on September the 11th? And with Alan Johnson proposing a new method of getting British jobs for British people, Nick wants to know if you think the Home Secretary's got the right idea. Plus, following another embarrassing height-related incident for Nicolas Sarkozy, Nick asks if we'll only ever associate the French president with his size complex. Join Nick in the morning from 7 a.m. for all the day's top stories. It's LBC 97.3. I'm Clive with you till 1. We're talking about recycling and a new plan to offer shopping vouchers and other incentives if you put the right stuff in the right bin. Searches and security at airports, what's been your experience? And should we be keeping up this high level of security? And has your name ever held you back? Do you make assumptions about particular names? Do people make assumptions about your name? 0845 6060 973. Thames Denton and Tanja, hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
I'm calling about recycling. I think it would be unfair for families to be penalised for, not recycling properly.
Yeah.
And I think that the corporations should be penalised because they are the ones that are creating the packaging that we have to eventually recycle. For example, we ordered some furniture and it was just packed full of the polystyrene blocks. And we weren't able to dispose of those, and we assumed that we could just dispose of them in the recycling bin. And the recycling bins were left unemptied for about 4 months. There was a battle with the council, and they said, oh no, the bin's been contaminated. And unless we, the consumer, know what's appropriate to put in the recycle bin,
Well, I do agree that it is not that clear, especially when you get to plasticky things.
That's right.
But, you say it's their fault, but if it's clear enough, then we should be able to do it properly, shouldn't we?
Yes, but how many times have you purchased something in a store or online and you've received it and it's engulfed in packaging? You get a huge box and a small content.
Yeah.
Unnecessary. It's the fault lies with us as the consumer. We have to dispose of it.
Well, but that is partly the problem is that we expect things to be packaged well enough that they're not damaged in any way and they're hygienic. You get your bit of packaged furniture, and if it's not all wrapped up in plastic, then we'll be the first to complain if it's got a scratch on it, wouldn't we?
Of course we would be, but I think there are sensible ways of creating packaging.
I'll tell you what worries me as well is that there's you and me worrying about our tiny little bin with 3 yogurt pots and a few bottles, and then you've got huge companies with skips full of rubbish that isn't sorted at all.
Yeah.
And I do wonder whether our little efforts are really a drop in the ocean in the scheme of things. Tanja, thanks very much for that. 0845 6060 973. Evening.